Hello, NBA fans. Every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I ask for your help by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thumbs up. Mark Walker, the new Lakers owner, will make changes to the Lakers front office, and one of the names being considered for departure is Rob Pelinka. Fans are tired and worn out with the way general manager Rob Pelinka builds the roster. The Lakers are great and want championships, but with this defensively weak roster, they won't be able to win anything. These are the reasons why the Lakers may fire Rob Pelinka as early as 2026. The Los Angeles Lakers are in the process of reshaping their scouting department and front office, with internal changes expected at some point this season. The Los Angeles Lakers are going through a rough stretch, having lost 4 of their last 5 games and 8 of their past 13. With the February 5th trade deadline approaching, the team is reportedly looking to add a 3-and-D wing to strengthen the roster. In that process, the scouting department is expected to play a crucial role in identifying the right targets. However, changes may be coming internally as well. According to NBA reporter Jovan Buha, the Lakers could be reshaping not only their roster strategy but also their front office and scouting operations. I did hear tonight that they're ongoing in terms of the scouting process for the scouting department, and that there will be changes coming at some point, likely this season, Buha said on his latest podcast. There will not just be with the scouting department. There will be large, as we discussed after the sale, like they're going to build out this front office in a way that I think is going to be competitive with the other top front offices in the league, he added. That is a process right now that they're undergoing in terms of identifying the right people, and I've said countless times before, it's both quantity and quality. LA could use better people in the front office, but they could also use more of those people and be more competitive with some of the other top front offices in the league in terms of having, again, like 5 or 6 people in a certain position or department rather than like 2 or 3, so doubling up or increasing that by 30 to 40%. That's the goal for them. So, my understanding is that it is an ongoing process in terms of them trying to identify those people, Buha went on to say. When they will be hiring them, I don't have clarity on it. It sounded like the second half of the regular season is in play, but we will see with that. The organizational changes might follow a landmark $10 billion sale, officially approved in late October, in which the Buss family sold a majority stake to billionaire Mark Walter, owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Jeannie Buss remains the team's governor and continues to represent the new ownership group. Rob Pelinka, meanwhile, currently serves as the Lakers' president of basketball operations and general manager. As part of the transition, Dodgers executives Farhan Zaidi and Andrew Friedman were brought in as advisors, while the Buss brothers, Joey and Jesse, were let go after the sale. The Lakers sit at 24-15 and 5th in the Western Conference. However, the gap between Los Angeles and the top 4 teams in the standings continues to widen. Lakers looking to package Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent in trade for wing. Can the Lakers create an enticing enough package to make an upgrade at the wing position? It's no secret that the Lakers are trying to add a 2-way wing to this roster via a trade. The question is, how can they get that done while keeping the parts of their roster that are working well? After all, the Lakers are still in the running for a top 4 seed in the Western Conference, so any move has to be a combination of helping the team win now while also building for the future. In a recent episode of The Kevin O'Connor Show, Kevin stated that the Lakers are trying to send out Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent in an attempt to acquire a wing. Kevin O'Connor, with the Lakers, the word on the street is that they're looking to package Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent together for a wing. Vondo is a good defender, but it's clear the Lakers want a bit more offense from that position. For a moment, Vondo was out of the rotation due to his offensive struggles, but with LA being so poor defensively, he is back to playing double-digit minutes in each contest. On the season, Vanderbilt is averaging 5.1 points and 5.2 rebounds per game. Vondo is under contract for next season and has a player option for the following year, so LA getting out of that deal would be beneficial. Vincent has a higher offensive upside than Vondo, but he is also struggling to consistently produce. He is averaging 5.1 points and shooting just 33.7% from the field. Vincent is on the final year of his deal, so anyone interested in acquiring him can rest assured they aren't committing to any long-term money. The problem is, how many teams would actually be interested in a package where Vincent and Vanderbilt are the main players in a deal? Perhaps adding some draft capital can get teams in on a Lakers trade? Los Angeles is reportedly trying to trade their 2032 first-round pick for multiple future firsts. If they can accomplish that and add Vincent and Vondo in a package, suddenly that's a much better deal for the right franchise. For now, this seems like the options the Lakers are exploring to improve their roster. Now, it's up to the front office to execute on a deal and give Luka Doncic and LeBron James a shot at contention. Lakers can't miss golden opportunity to lean into crucial NBA trend. JJ Redick has to start trusting his younger players. Thursday night's home loss to the Charlotte Hornets was the latest reminder that JJ Redick has his work cut out for him. The Los Angeles Lakers are somewhat of a mess, and Redick must figure out how to improve this team's trashy defense. He also needs to better maximize his minutes allocation. In regard to the second objective, Redick would benefit from giving his younger players more consistent minutes, particularly Dalton Knecht and Nick Smith, Jr. Without ample reps during the regular season, LA's bench players/young legs aren't going to be ready for the postseason. There's a growing NBA trend happening wherein coaches are placing more trust in their young guys for this reason. Redick might want to follow suit before it's too late. NBA coaches are starting to trust their young players more. On a new episode of The Kevin O'Connor Show, O'Connor and Tom Haberstroh pointed out that teams like the Los Angeles Clippers and Denver Nuggets are leaning into a youth movement. Take the Nuggets, for example. Head coach David Adelman knows that he'll need to rely on a guy like Peyton Watson, 23 years old, in the NBA playoffs. That's why he's flooding him with minutes now. Sure, Denver has injuries, so some of the extra minutes for Watson and others have come out of necessity. But the Nuggets and Clips aren't the only examples. We're also seeing New York Knicks head coach Mike Brown embrace his youthful bench. The Knicks coach is moving in a way that Tom Thibodeau would have never dared to. Knicks point guard Tyler Kolek, 24, will be reliable during the postseason precisely because Brown is allowing Kolek to blossom during the regular season. And to blossom, one must be allowed to play freely and without the fear of making mistakes. Throw a young player into the postseason without having gone through that process first, and the results will be gross. This is all something Redick needs to consider when he handles guys like Knecht and Smith, each of whom is plenty talented enough to be in an NBA rotation. Against the Hornets, Redick played Knecht and Smith a mere 2 minutes apiece. Meanwhile, the rest of the bench combined for just 9 points. Gabe Vincent was 0-for-7 with 0 points in 15 minutes against Charlotte. Kobe Bufkin, another young player, to be fair, was 0-for-2 with 0 points in 17 minutes. What are we doing? Redick should be even more eager to play Knecht and Smith, given the durability concerns with the Lakers stars. Vincent and Marcus Smart are on the wrong side of 30, as well, by the way. The Lakers aren't exactly a young team, and Redick makes them even older by not trusting his roster's fresh legs. The trade deadline isn't bringing miracles for the Lakers. Redick needs to work with what he has. Knecht and Smith need to be permanent fixtures of the rotation. Bufkin can keep getting minutes, too, but not at the expense of the two guys above. Lean into the trend. The Lakers starters will be overworked and out of gas by May with no one trustworthy behind them to pick up the slack. Lakers could dump major draft bust on Warriors in Jonathan Kuminga trade. Los Angeles Lakers fans thought they had a steal with Dalton Knecht early in his career, but his diminished value could see the young wing dumped on the doorstep of the Golden State Warriors in a Jonathan Kuminga trade. Knecht wouldn't be the primary piece returning to the Warriors in a deal, but he could nevertheless be included as the Lakers show surprising interest in Kuminga leading up to the February 5 trade deadline. Lakers could dump Dalton Knecht to the Warriors in Jonathan Kuminga trade. Amid the Lakers' reported interest in Kuminga, Sam Quinn of CBS Sports proposed on Thursday that a deal could include Rui Hachimura and Knecht in order to match Kuminga's $22.5 million salary. Despite being taken with the 17th overall pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, Connect doesn't really add value to any trade at this point. The 24-year-old's numbers have dropped from 9.1 to 5.1 points per game this season, while his three-point percentage has slipped from 37.6% to a paltry 31.1%. Los Angeles already tried to trade Connect before last season's deadline, sending him to the Charlotte Hornets in a deal for Mark Williams before the move was rescinded as the big man failed his physical with the Lakers. I have no great objection if it's just, like, Rue and Connect for Kuminga. This season is a lost cause. Take the 5% swing on Kuminga's talent, see if you like him and want him back next year. If you're giving up anything real, no way. While Connect might be of little interest to Golden State and may be simply included for salary matching reasons, the idea of a Kuminga-Hachimura swap is interesting, albeit doesn't feel like the significant move the franchise needs to be a more significant threat come playoff time. Hachimura is averaging 12.5 points and 3.7 rebounds this season, shooting a highly efficient 51.9% from the floor and 44.2% from three-point range. He'd give the Warriors another front court option with size, something they need to prioritize in a Kuminga trade. Why would the Lakers flip Hachimura for Kuminga though, particularly when they're a playoff team still battling for home court advantage? Perhaps they believe they can unlock Kuminga's potential, while also viewing Hachimura as a player who won't be part of their future. Part of the reasoning likely stems from Hachimura being on an expiring contract, something that could appeal to Golden State according to ESPN's Shams Charania and Anthony Slater on Thursday. It still feels like the Warriors should be targeting a more high-upside piece that requires them to give up draft capital, but if worse comes to worse, a combination of Hachimura and Connect is a deal they may very well make in the hours before the deadline. Max Kellerman has wild take on Lakers' Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves problem. If the Lakers had to choose, Reeves goes before Doncic. Max Kellerman has caused yet another stir by suggesting that the Los Angeles Lakers might consider trading Luka Doncic because of an overlap with Austin Reeves. On the Game Over with Max Kellerman and Rich Paul podcast, he said the two players are redundant. If you want to win a championship, I believe that your best player needs to at least play team defense, Kellerman said. I can get X for Austin. I can get 3 times that for Luka. Why trading Luka Doncic would be a mistake? While the logic might make sense on paper, the reality is very different. Doncic is a generational talent, the Lakers' cornerstone for the post-LeBron James era. Players like him almost never become available, and the Lakers did not acquire him lightly. Doncic can carry a team offensively. He is yet to play a full season in the purple and gold, and he is already firmly in the MVP conversation. This season, he has been averaging 33.4 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 8.8 assists. Trading him would be far riskier than trading anyone else. That is why, if the Lakers were ever forced to make a difficult choice between the two, Reeves would be the more likely candidate to move. Reeves is a rising star and a perfect complement to Doncic, but his contract situation gives the Lakers a practical reason to consider it. He becomes a free agent at the end of the season, which could force the team to make a tough decision if they cannot reach a new deal. Trading him now would also bring back assets while preserving Doncic as the franchise's foundation. Reeves has proven he can be a legitimate number 2 option. In 23 games this season before his injury, he averaged 26.6 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 6.3 assists. He can handle the ball, shoot, and create alongside Doncic. However, with that being said, he is not irreplaceable in the way that Doncic is. The superstar carries a different level of responsibility and potential. Kellerman points out that Doncic could bring back a far larger return in a trade, but that misses the point. With LeBron's future still uncertain, the Lakers need to plan for the long term. Luka Doncic is the face of the franchise, and Reeves is a valuable supporting star who also represents a strategic asset. Moving Reeves before Doncic makes sense if tough decisions come, but the priority is keeping the foundation intact and ensuring Los Angeles can compete now and for years to come. Lakers are looking to trade draft capital, acquire 3 and D wing. The Los Angeles Lakers are walking on a fine line with how much salary cap space they have before hitting the first apron. With their current roster, the Lakers have less than $1 million of space to work with before hitting the threshold. This being said, the Lakers are most likely not making any splash moves as they did at last year's deadline, when they acquired Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks. However, Los Angeles is still a team to talk about in trades. Reports believe that they have their eyes set on multiple moves. Report, Lakers shopping 2032 first-round pick for multiple lesser picks, eyeing 3-and-D wing, and more. Yahoo Sports' Kevin O'Connor broke down what to expect from the Lakers heading into the final weeks before the NBA trade deadline. The insider mentioned that Los Angeles is looking to flip their 2032 first-round pick for multiple picks that are later in the draft. Not just this, but Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, and Maxi Kleber are players that the organization is shopping with intent at landing a 3-and-D wing that pairs nicely around Luka Doncic. Vanderbilt, AAV $11.5 million, Vincent, AAV $11.5 million, and Kleber, AAV $11 million, are three of the Lakers' top-paid players on the roster. The tricky part for them will be finding a team that would be willing to take on one or a combination of these players in a deal. Although general manager Rob Pelinka has a minimum amount of space to work with, reports are saying that he's still being active in the trade market. It will be interesting to see if anything comes to an agreement.